Yeah, what's good? It's your boy Whispy Woodz. And in this video, you guys, we're basically going to talk a lot about the whole bald thing. Yes, Trevor is bald, and yes, I did say, why couldn't he be bald in the last episode? And I want you to understand, yes, I put my foot in my mouth a little bit about that, and that's what happens when you think too fast. I want you to understand something. Not only do I sincerely apologize for that, but I want you to understand the fact that here we bring truth. Notice this panther on this man's desk, okay? Because I'm going to bring it up in the next episode, and it's going to bring a lot of relevance to not only who Trevor is, but how we can decipher certain things about the game. But one thing I'm going to talk about in this video is just the aspect of being bald, and something that has been tied to the game that I have mentioned ever since my very, very, very first video. And it's about how the map teaches you things. One thing we're gonna take a look at here is the barbershops, okay? When you go to the different areas within the game, notice how they are all relevant within numbers, okay? Well, first thing I want you to notice is the movie theater. It has 3, okay, which ties into not only the Trinity, but ties into Michael, okay, relevance. Then we're going to take a look at golf, okay. Realize golf is tied to Trevor and Michael. They're the only 2 that can do this, but that is because it's within a duality of something physical that I will bring to light in my next video. The next thing that we will be bringing up is something that ties into being bald, and I want to bring up something very relevant within just the whole aspect of being bald. Not only does it tie into eagles, okay, but it ties into other things. Notice how the tennis, okay, has 8, and there are 8 rays on Michael's sun, okay? Realize that. And this is for a theory that will come later on, and I do have a personal theory about tennis, and we will be getting down to that. But for right now, I want you to understand what I meant about Trevor being bald. The Antichrist is going to do whatever he needs to do to simulate the role of Jesus so he can lead people down the path of wickedness, okay? Which means he's going to look exactly like the Savior, alright? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go outside and we're going to show you how many barbershops there are in the game and why they're relevant, okay, and why we should have paid attention a long time ago. First thing I want to take you to is just how many barbershops there actually are, and there are 7. 7 is a number, a numerical euphemism for God, okay, and the divine. Even within an aspect of a physical aspect, it's going to be known as lucky number 7. Remember lucky, okay, because that will come in a later episode. But understand right now, 7 has something to do with godliness. Tattoo parlors, there are 6. That ties into no different than the aspect of the devil, okay, and man, and the flesh, okay. So notice how the barbershop, the first barbershop, the only barbershop that comes up as number 1, okay, is the only barbershop in the whole fucking map you can actually go bald as Trevor. And guess where it is? In Rockford Hills, completely near Michael's house. This shit is tied together with the divine and Michael, okay? It was said that when the Antichrist comes, he is to bear miracles, okay? No different than looking like the Savior and pulling off the same exact tricks. But he is within lust and teaches the wrong things, okay? We are supposed to learn these teachings. Now, I'm not going to go through every single barbershop. I'm just going to take you to this one so you can understand the fact that throughout most of the game, and I know you've seen this barbershop, throughout most of the game, you guys, that's the only barbershop that is even in the fucking game, okay? There's only one fucking barbershop that is even tied, okay? That's even tied to the aspect of being bald, okay? And this doesn't necessarily mean that, okay, well, Franklin needs to be, he needs to be able to do that too. No, listen, what I'm saying is that Franklin and Michael being bald makes sense within the prophecy of the game because they are the descendants of Kraft. But in order for Trevor to actually become bald, he has to enter the same area in which the Savior lies, Rockford Hills. It's no different than the Antichrist entering Jerusalem, okay? Taking upon Jesus' throne, Jesus' rightful throne. You guys have to understand and think deeper within this shit, and I hope you are ready for how deep it really goes, okay? Because it's only gonna get deeper. It really is. So now I'm gonna take you there, all right? We're gonna go to the Rockford Hills, and one thing about Rockford is that when you segregate and rearrange it, you get forward, okay? Vapid, all of the above, duality. Segregated, what do you get? Rock. What do we know to be the rock? The dove. But within duality, it can mean an evil bird or the savior bird that turns into an eagle, a great eagle that feeds from a lake. Okay? First thing I'm going to take you to over here is just the aspect of I want you to pay attention to something here. Bob Mullet, okay? Understand, once again, this game works in dualities and parodies. That is obviously a parody to Bob Marley, okay? No different than the several different aspects of weed within the game. Marijuana, okay? They show fucking Rastafarian fucking colors. Red, gold, and green, you guys. Rastafarian believe in being happy. It's just a fact. One thing about Bob Marley that you're not thinking about, though, is the fact that he's tied to a lion. And the fact that it is right next to the Pegasus building, you guys. The goddamn Pegasus building. And right across the street from the Loan Bank. And what happens when you segregate and rearrange Loan Bank? You get Lamb and or Lambo. And what do we know to be a parody and or duality within the game, you guys, to be a Lambo? The Infernus. What is the Infernus? A Pegasus. Shit is all tied, you guys. Look at the fucking colors. They are telling you, pay attention to certain things. Seriously. Another thing I want to take you to is just the aspect of Rockford Hills in general and how the centerpiece over here is one of the pinnacles of the game. It's very odd that a certain aspect is all. Look at the horse, you guys. Look, it's no different than the horse of Jesus and or within duality, the unicorn. Okay, when the Antichrist is to rule over the land. Alright? And they're showing that the Antichrist is here. Rex, the dinosaur. That is the Epsilon representation. And then they have the Dorset. That is the representation of man. Okay? And the ability to climb to new heights. And yes, I will get more into the spiritual meaning of certain animals. But I'm going to show you exactly what this Epsilon member is saying, because it's very interesting, and we need to understand the correlation between him and Trevor. And it's funny how we just didn't notice it from the very beginning, you guys. It really is.
You can ignore me, but you cannot ignore the truth. The truth is that dinosaurs are a lie that people believe because they are too weak. The world is only 157 years old. We are all descended from the same tree. Find out more at Epsilon.
How you doing?
Hey, great, really great. How are you? Well, I know how you are.
No, you don't. I have never heard such crap in all my life!
Hey, I know my truth, brother.
Yeah? Good, and I know mine. Moron.
So yeah, guys, I really wanted to show you that because that's just proof that they were showing us the steps way before we were ready to accept them and understand that it's not just a bunch of bullshit talk, okay? We have to understand it's the little things that counts, but it's the right little things that we need to make connections with in order to understand something. Once we understand something, we can make the physical assumptions to come up with this list of things that we can possibly do and or structure within our story. But you need to understand, you heard how Trevor reacted towards the Epsilon. The Epsilon were speaking of nothing but happiness. And then when he told them about their form of truth, what did he say? I have mine. Thus the mirror. Okay? I need you guys to understand the subtle things in this fucking game because they're what gonna lead us. We cannot be blind anymore. EP 6.5 is coming, okay, you guys? You just have to give me time.